Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswati Namaha. Om Shri Gurudevaya Namaha. Let us all join chanting these invocation mantras in the beginning. 2 mantras are there. Puja Guruji does salutations to Lord Ganesh, to Mother Saraswati, to Guru, and then to Ishta Devataram. This is on page 1. Vaktum Subodh Vedantam Pravritto Hyabutho Pyaham Kripaya Yasyatam Vande Shri Ganesham Punah Punaha Vande Saraswatim Devim Sadgurum Me Mahamatim Sita Sameta Shri Ramam Yachantu Shubhadam Matim. Okay, so in those 2 verses he tells that he is setting out to expound this Subodh Vedanta. And then after that he tells the qualities, the characteristics and traits which a student should have, qualifications of the student, then qualifications or the lakshanas of a teacher who will teach that student. Those things we saw already. Then the teacher wishes that such qualified students should come to him from all directions, only because the teacher has compassion for future generations, that future generations should not continuously stay in sorrow only. All beings are only in sorrow everywhere. That is all. Human beings only have one problem. Jiva only has one problem, that is dukkha. Isn't it? There is no other problem for Jiva, only dukkha. In whichever way we see, some people feel they will get dukkha when they get married, so they don't get married. Some people feel they will get dukkha only when they stay single, so they don't stay single, they get. But somewhere, somehow he is perceiving dukkha, isn't it? Or he thinks, if I am single, I will be happy. The other one thinks he'll be happy when he is married, which is the other side of the same coin. He's seeing sukha there. So I better get married. And then the other one thinks he'll get sukha when he gets married. The other thinks he'll get sukha when he gets divorced. But either way, he's only perceiving sukha, or they're running away from dukkha. This is, Jiva only had this one problem only. So, the teacher doesn't want jivas to be in perpetual dukkha. So, because of that only, he has compassion. So, may these students come, get themselves qualified and come to learn this Vedanta, so they'll get rid of their dukkha. It means he cannot bear to see dukkha of other creatures, other beings. That is the idea. Otherwise, he by himself, Atmani eva santushtaha, tasya karyam na vidyate. He has no duty, nothing. He is satisfied with himself. Atman eva cha santushtaha, tasya karyam na vidyate. So now, in the next passage, on page 30, here, this student, this fit student who has now longing for mukti, longing for liberation, he picks up and he goes. And generally, when anybody picks up and is about to go, all others become concerned. It happens every time. Every batch of students that go to a Mumbai ashram, who come to a Trinidad ashram to study, there will always be 1 or 2 where, well, many people will object, you should not go there. And I think parents, Indian parents are most concerned about this. When in American society and all, when those students reach 18, 19, that parents say, you go. Yes. But Indian parents, when their children are ready to go, they say, no, in our batch, one father did not want to give that permission to that boy when we were studying. So that boy did like Bhagwan Sri Ramana Maharishi. He took that money from home and he used to read Bhagwan Ramana Maharishi's books also. He did the exact same thing. And whatever money was left, he came in the ashram and put it in the hundi. So that father did not know where that boy was. Then somehow by tracing this one, tracing that one, tracing the other one, he found out he's in this ashram. So he came there, Kerala to Mumbai. He himself had never been to Mumbai. But for this now he came. And he saw his son in that ashram. In fact, that brahmachari and I had become very close also in those few days. 1 week or whatever. When he saw his son there, he started crying. And he went down on the floor, on the ground, in the yard. Sand. And he was rolling. And that's a ritual like. Rolled and rolled and rolled and hit his head and cried. And rolled and hit his head and cried. And told that boy, if you don't come home with me, I am not getting up from here. That boy had to. Like that, how that parent get attached to objects. This Vedanta you should not study. I will guarantee you don't get mukti. I mean, it is tantamount to that, isn't it? It amounts to that. When somebody is going, how strongly attached and all people get. In other words, he cares about himself. He doesn't care about the mukti of the boy. See? Poor fellow. And that was such a nice student. He was such a komal swabhav, that boy. He went away. But all such things happen. We see in every batch, 1 or 2 will be like that. So now this student is going.
You are in touch with that?
No. Gone. We don't. All right. Now see, this boy is going. And this other one now is concerned. The other one is not defined here. It might be his parent, might be his friend, might be anybody who is asking. Now see this question. This is now number page 30. 30. Gacchasi kutra tvam mitra gurumeva vigacchami kim patishyasi tatra tvam vedante yat prakashitam tvam kutra gacchasi mitra. Hey Mitra, oh my friend, where are you going? That's the question. The one who is questioning. Maybe Mitra is being said, so perhaps not parent. Mitra means friend. So his friend is asking, hey Mitra, my dear friend, where are you going? Because he sees him packed up and everything and he's heading out to ashram. So he says, Gurum eva abhigacchami. Gurum eva abhigacchami. I am going to the Guru. Means Guru's ashram. I am going there. Because this is the one who has developed Viveka, Vairagya, Samadhi, Satka, Sampatti, Mumukshutvam, Ityadi. Now only one place he wants to go. After he has developed this thing, he only has to go to one place. Guru's ashram. So he tells his friend, I am going to Guru's ashram. So this fellow is surprised. Kim patishyasi tatratvam. What will you study there? What will you do there? He asks that. He says, Vedante yat prakashitam. I am going to study that thing which is revealed in the Upanishads. So that also is not a clear answer. He said, I am going to study that thing which is revealed in Upanishads, which is told in Upanishads. So this fellow may not have even heard the word Upanishad also. What are you going there to study? And let me tell you something. Only when you have gone, I don't know, how many of you have gone to any of the camps in an ashram? Not merely our camp, because in Chinmaya Mission we have become very nice and comfortable people. In Chinmaya mission, we have all become very nice, comfortable people. So if that camp is not held in a nice 5-star hotel or 4-star hotel, this hotel was not so nice. We come back here complaining, this hotel was not so nice. Or the food was not so nice this time. We hear all sorts of nice comments also. But for us, of course, it's all joke only. But we have become very comfortable, nice and dandy, comfortable people. So, only when we have gone and stayed in an ashram for some time, and we've studied there and we have followed the rigorous discipline, you have to be up there at 5 in the morning, 4:30 in the morning, and all, then only you know. Every day, no Sunday, Monday, every day. No holidays. See, our course is first class every day, 5:30. Every single day, no holidays. Huh? If our Acharya ji has something to do, then we may get a holiday. Otherwise, then 5:30 up class, going up night till 9 o'clock, 8, 9. Every day, after 1 week, I did not plan for this thing. Huh? So, when we go and we subject ourselves to that rigorous discipline, then only we know. That taste we cannot get in these regular camps and all these things and all this. That is totally different. In our camps have become very nice social gathering and all, We meet this one from there and that one from there, and then you meet all your friends from the other city where you were living, and how is everything in this new city? And kya baat hai? Oh, nice social gathering, and everybody looking over. First of all, first day, where is the chai? Garam chai, you want that then? Huh? I tell you, and we very nicely we compare this chai to last year's chai. Correct or not? You see, I am telling all that. Because we go to all camps, so we know what is going on. So, it is really a serious, serious study of Vedanta. He is going there because he has developed Viveka, Vairagya, Samadhi, which we have seen in previous verses. It's a very important thing. So, Vedante, Yat Prakashita, I'm going there for this serious study of Vedanta. Now that friend's curiosity is aroused. So in next verse he tells, now see that. Kimuktam vada Vedante Naham dukkhamayo jivaha Kathayattarhi kositvam Atma nitya chidanandaha. Vada. Vada means you please tell me. That friend is asking now. Vada, you please tell me. Kimuktam Vedanti. What is told in Vedanta? What is told in that Upanishad? In those Upanishads, you tell you what is told there. Because this fellow says, I'm going to study that thing which is revealed in the Upanishad. I'm going to study that thing. So not this one, he doesn't know what. So he says, tell me what exactly is told in that Upanishad, in those Upanishads. So this one replies now, this Batu, who is going. Batu means a brahmachari. He replies, Na aham dukkhamayaha jivaha. See that na and aham means I am not. Na aham means I am not. I am not what? Dukkhamaya and jiva both. I am not dukkha, a dukhi. Dukhi word you know. I am not dukhi. Otherwise everybody thinks they are dukhi only. And we are always looking. Look here. Please pay attention to this. The nature of jiva is always miserable. Then second, he is always looking for solution to his misery. Correct or not? I want a solution to my misery. I want to dissolve my misery. The solution in our Vedanta is not to dissolve misery. You cannot dissolve misery. You have to dissolve the one who is thinking he is miserable. Because as long as he is there, As long as jiva, that's why the two words are coming. Dukkha and jiva. As long as jiva is there, that jiva will always have to experience dukkha. There is no solution for that thing. Remaining a jiva, there is no solution for dukkha. That jiva has to realize, I am not jiva, I am Ishvara. Jiva Brahma Aikya, I told you on first day, na? He has to realize that he is not jiva. See, we are not jiva really, we are Satchit Ananda. So as long as I hold on to my jivatvam or jivahood, there is no solution for dukkha. And the problem is, human beings or jiva, he wants to have the cake and also eat the cake. Correct or not? In other words, he wants to remain a jiva and also solve all his dukkha problems. That will not happen. Because the retention of jivahood is or necessitates Ishvara. So there is jiva and there is Ishvara. So right there is a duality. So if you retain and perpetuate the first duality, jiva and Ishvara, then you perpetuate every other duality. Sukha and dukkha means labh, alabh, jaya, ajaya. Like that. Means to say joy and sorrow, gain and loss. Shitoshna, sukha means hot and cold. Every other pair of opposite will persist as long as the pair of opposite of jiva and Ishvara persists. So, in other words, we cannot solve. Let me just tell you something. If you take a magnet like this is a positive pole and this is a negative pole of a magnet. Suppose you don't like negative pole, just like we don't like negative things in life, right? You don't like negative pole. You cut off a negative pole. You cut here, or this side is negative. Cut it in half. Throw out the negative pole. Then what happens? Right there where you cut, that forms a negative pole. Correct or not? That is exactly how this samsara is. You could never get rid of dukkha, sorrows, problems, negativities until and unless we get rid of this first pair of opposite, which is called a jiva and Ishvara. You get this thing. It is foolhardy to try to remove all negative things from this world. We can't. The world is defined by positive and negative. Every atom has positive and yes. So you can't get rid of it. So if either you have two choices. One is, I accept 100% all positive and negative because that is the way it is. Now you see, for example, war and peace. Has there ever been any time in the history of human civilization, from the inception of time, has there ever been any cessation of war? Are Mahabharat, Ram Ravan Yuddha. Huh? See, Bhagwan had to come in the first avatar also, second avatar also. He had to come because there were wicked people doing other things, isn't it? So it is always there. So now, this student is telling his friend, he said, I am going to learn from that whatever is revealed in the Vedanta. And what is revealed in that Vedanta? I am not Dukhi. And I am not Jiva. I am one with Ishvara. See, right here, if we study well, he's giving such a nice, succinct message of Upanishad. I am not Dukhi. My Nitya is Satchidananda. And I can only realize that thing when I renounce this jivatvam. Naham jivaha. I am not jiva. Right now I am taking myself to be Jiva. That is a different story altogether. We can take ourselves to be anything. Like many times I take myself to be brave until you encounter something. Isn't it? We all take ourselves to be brave. I take myself to be this, I take myself to be bright. I take myself to be, at one place I had gone. I met one Swamiji. You see, a very simple thing. Then the Swamiji was asking me, Swamiji, how many languages you speak? I said, maybe about half of one language I speak. Means I really, English also, in our Trinidad where we are born, we don't speak proper English also. So I really don't speak, I speak about half of one language. He was asking me that. He said, well, I know 6 languages. I said, very good thing. That time while he was telling me, you see, he was speaking Tamil, he was speaking Malayalam, he was speaking Telugu, he was speaking English, he was speaking Hindi and Gujarati. 6 languages he was speaking. At that exact moment when this discussion was going on between us, a little child, this much, about 3 years old, came and spoke to him in Kannada and he could not reply. See what a peculiar thing. So I take myself to be bright, intelligent, privileged. I take myself to be many things. Then you find out after a little while, I am not. A little child is more privileged than me. 3-year-old. So, the human being has a knack for taking himself to be something other than he is, starting with Jiva. He goes on taking himself to be so many things when really not. Because the first mistake is there. After one mistake is a downward spiral, isn't it? So, he takes himself to be a Jiva. And he is not, so he said, this student tells, no, I'm going there to learn that thing which is revealed in Vedanta and the 2 most important things which is revealed in Vedanta which is applicable to us, relevant for us. And that is, I am not Dukhi. And I am not a Jiva. If you remove the first one, the second means if I remove, I am not a Jiva. If you remove that, Dukhi will go. In other words, we cannot remove Dukkha without removing Jiva. Then, Kathaya, Tarhi, Kosi Tvam. Kosi Tvam. Then, if you are not Dukhi and you are not Jiva, what are you? He tells, Atma Nitya Chidananda I am. I am not Dukhi and Jiva, I am Atma, the self, which is Nitya, eternal, and Chidananda, consciousness, bliss. That is my Nitya. See, that is what the Upanishads reveal. How simple thing. We don't have to go read Upanishad also. It's telling exactly what the Upanishad is. See, a summary of the whole. Kahasi Tvam, what are you? I am Satchidananda, Nitya Chidananda, eternal Atma, self. Now, he asks, so this only is told in this Upanishad. Anything else is told in that Upanishad? He says, yes, more things are told in that Upanishad. What is told in that Upanishad? See, this is now number 3 on page 35. See this? Kathitam tatra kim manyat atma mameva sarvatma kolabhastava jnanena mukta prinam yatha sarvan. Kathitam tatra kimanyat. What else is said there? Tatra means in that Upanishad. Tatra kimanyat kathitam. What else is said in that Upanishad? He says, Atma mama eva sarvatma. That myself is the self of all. Myself is the self of all. Do you know, if you do a little bit of thinking, Little bit only. Yeah. You don't have to do much thinking. Many people are afraid to do much thinking also. Because some people say, Swamiji, I only have little bit of intellect, if I use it up, what will happen, So a little bit of thinking only if we do, we can see from very ordinary standpoint, ordinary level, the feeling that I am an individual unto myself and not related and not connected to the rest of this universe. If I do a little bit of thinking, I will see that is false. Look here. How many elements are there? 5 elements. Space, air, fire, water, earth. Okay. In this body there is some space or not? But especially in the head. Much space is there, you see. In this body there is space. Right. This space in this body is separate from the vast infinite space or one with it? It is one. It is not separate. How is it? You cannot separate space. See, this space you call here inside space and that space you call outside space. Where you just take down that wall. Then the space inside and outside is one and same. You can seemingly divide space, but you really cannot divide space. Seemingly we can divide space. Yeah? So in the same way, this body is occupying a little bit of space. And you see, we usually don't think beyond the ordinary things, See this thing. There is some space inside or not? We say it has 5 cubic inches of space, let us say, inside. Right? So, there's 5 cubic inches of space inside, then I move it. I did not move the space, that's 5 cubic inches still right here. Isn't it? Now, it was encircling 5 cubic inches of space here. Then I move it, now it is encircling 5 cubic inches of space here. But this 5 cubic inches remain right there, isn't it? It did not move. That is what this body is doing. This body has some space, it's just encircling that space, and then I move over there. That space remains here. Then you can come and occupy that space now. Isn't it? That's what we do in real estate. Temporarily I'm occupying some space, then I go there. Somebody else come and pay for that space. So that space is occupied by the body right now, and that space is connected to the vast infinite space. Okay, in this body there is space. Inside this body there is air also. So much of air is there. So like that you take all the 5 elements. All of them are there in this body. And all the 5 elements of the body is connected to the 5 elements of the whole world, whole universe. So now where is the individuality? He's an integral part of the whole vast universe. And then when you go deeper than the 5 elements, there is the Atma, there is the self in the form of existence, which you just now, Puja Guruji will talk about. The Atma which is there. Now, that Atma is in the form of existence, Sat. But that same Sat is there in the whole universe. Because everything exists now, I was telling you. This exists or not? It exists. It means the building block for this thing. Existence. So we'll come back to that just now. So like that, really, the feeling of individuality and separateness and unconnectedness and all of that, that is all only a misunderstanding only. Wrong feeling. We are in no way disconnected, unrelated to anything in this world. We are related to every little distant star you can see. We are related. Not related, related word also is a very light word in English language. Intimately connected. Intimately connected to every single. So, myself, is the self of all. Whichever way you define, if you define yourself as the gross body also, still you are intimately connected to the whole cosmos, you see. Myself is the self of, and if you go deeper and deeper and define yourself as Sachit, Ananda, still connected. So not merely from the, not only from the standpoint of Atma, but from the standpoint even of the gross body and the elements and everything, we are connected to everything. So this is what is taught in the Upanishad. My dear, when the friend is asking, what else is taught there? This is taught there. I am the self of all. Kolabhatava jnanena. By this jnana, by this knowledge, what you will get if you learn this thing? This friend is asking. If you learn and understand this thing, what you will get? It's muktaha. I will become liberated. And this is the source of my sorrow right now. Bondage means sorrow. The other translation for bondage means sorrow. But it means the regular translation. At our level, in other words. Sorrow. I have become mukta. Freed. Liberated. Prinami atha sarvan. And I will delight all beings. Means I will delight myself and delight all beings. I mean, the Mukta Purusha is the one who delights everybody, you know. A delightful personality. Everybody wants to be around Mukta Purusha. And when people see us, oh, he's coming. Some people bring happiness wherever they go. And some people bring happiness whenever they go. So the Mukta Purusha, he brings happiness wherever he goes. Like that. The whole world wants to be like how bees, Gurudev said, like how bees flock towards flowers. People flock towards Mukta Purusha. I become free and delight all beings. Prinami, Sarvan, all beings. Now, many things were said there about the Vedanta. Means the student wants to know when you go into an ashram what you will study. Well, this is in summary, what we will study and what the result will be. Two things, what I will study there and what the result will be. So the phala is also given. Phala means I become free. And I'll delight all beings. The idea is, look here, only when I become delightful, then I can delight all beings, isn't it? I heard story of a firefly that backed into a fan. He became delighted. It's light. There's a very sad story also. When one fellow swallowed a bulb and then they took him to the hospital and the doctor removed it. So he became delighted. There's so many stories like that anyway. Anyway, so this is not the type of delight we are talking about. The idea here is, look, if I have money in my pocket, I can give money. If I have corn seeds in my pocket, I can only give corn seeds. How you will give money if you only have corn seeds? So in the same way, if I have misery in my life, I can only give. That is why we get so much of misery in this world, you know. And if I have joy in my heart, then what you will give? Joy, you see. So the one who becomes mukta, he discovers his Satchidananda Swarupa. And thereafter he can only give that thing, isn't it? Otherwise we give only sorrow. And when we have sorrow, we become more generous. We share our sorrow generously with everybody, you know. What a jiva, I tell you. So, we have to get that mukti, and so we can share joy with the whole world. That is the idea. Delight all beings. Now, there's always this big question about the proof of the existence of God. All people want to hear this thing. Proof of the existence of God. And especially young people. Everybody who is a young person, especially in their early teens, in those ages going up there, everybody become atheist. Or they doubt the existence of God. So people used to approach our Puja Gurudev also. I don't believe in God. Yeah, Gurudev also replied, I also don't believe in God. Mahatma saying he doesn't believe in God. Oh my God. He used to stun people with that reply. I also don't believe in God, Because at one time, Puja Gurudev also was an atheist. If you have not gone through that phase, then your understanding of God and your acceptance of God will not be robust thereafter. We have to go through that stage, and then after I myself doubt, and then establish through praman and through the right knowledge and all that, then my adherence to that principle becomes very robust. It's a very healthy thing. So if your youngsters and all are telling you that they don't believe in God, give them some time. When they get the right answer, the right time, right place, they will. So now, why Puja Gurudev used to say, I also don't believe in God? Well, what he meant, and he explained in many places also, when people say, I don't believe in God, he used to ask, which God are you talking about? And usually, it is the God who is sitting in the sky, first thing, and watching over you. Second, and third thing, he's taking notes. And fourth, that when you meet him later on, he'll pull up your file. That God, usually people are talking about. And really, much of that in religion is all made up stuff, That he's sitting there. And if you see all the different religions and all, they'll describe him in different ways. In some religion, he's a long beard and he's sitting there with a staff. Long grey beard and sitting there with a staff. And so they describe him in various ways also. So people come up with all sorts of things. And just as people come up with all sorts of things, there are also many gullible people waiting to believe all of those things also. See, I was listening, this is national television. Listen, I was listening to that. That man came on it and he was screaming very loudly. So he caught my attention, so I looked there for a few minutes. What was his claim? In my church, there are 6,000 devotees. And a place has been reserved for us in heaven. Means him and his 6,000 devotees. Like this type of thing he's telling. And the 6,000 devotees are ready to accept. So one fellow from here in this state only, he had gone all the way to Guyana with his devotees and he made all of them take poison also. Jim Jones was his name. Guyana is our neighboring country right there. He took all his devotees there and they set up there. And something was happening and he made everybody believe this and believe that and he made everybody take poison. It's the biggest mass suicide in history. I don't know, 2,000 of them in one stroke or something. So just as there are people who make up many things, there are so many people also willing to accept. We said, we have our place reserved already in heaven. Like that. And then there are so all of these things. The world is like that. So when the person comes to Gurudev and says, I don't believe in God, he's talking about this type of God. But in Vedanta, the concept of God, Ishvara, is much more subtle, first. Second, the concept of God in Vedanta is undoubtable. The person has to be a total imbecile to doubt the existence of God in Vedanta. Because the concept which is provided in Vedanta is not the concept of somebody who is sitting in the sky. It starts with a very, very simple thing. Now, that is going to be explained here. Very, very basic. Now, you cannot get more basic than what is going to be here. Now, see that, very, very nicely. Guruji has given, first he lays the groundwork, foundation, and then he continues from there. Now, what is this foundation? Sarveshwarosti nasti va Shankam ma kuru he saumya Asti nishchitam shraddhatsva Tato jnatum vicharaya. He Saumya. He Saumya means, oh beautiful one, oh charming one, oh dear one, like that. He Saumya. He Saumya. Shankam ma kuru. Don't start off with doubt. Because if you start off with doubt, you will never find an answer to your question. You can't start off with doubt. Though in Vedanta we say doubt is of two types, right? One is healthy and one is unhealthy. And what is it we say? It is Shanka or Samshaya. These are the two words which are used in Sanskrit, Samshaya or Shanka. Samshaya, it could be Shraddha Sahit or Shraddha Rahit. Means you have a doubt, but it is with Shraddha, with faith, or you have a doubt and it is without faith. Means to say, no matter what answer somebody gives, you are not willing to accept that. Rahit. But Shraddha Sahit, that is called healthy doubt. Means if right now I doubt, but if you can show me and convince me and tell me rationally and logically and demonstrate to me, I am willing to accept. That's called Shraddha Sahit. But in the world, there are many people who has doubt, Shraddha Rahit also. No Shraddha whatsoever. Means, in other words, he has agraha. That means he has a certain standpoint and he insists that that standpoint is right, and no matter what anybody tells, I am not going to change my standpoint. In other words, he has closed his mind. So that's not healthy. Closed mind is not healthy. It means open mind. I'm doubting, correct, that's okay. Doubting is healthy also. But it has to be Shraddha Sahit. So now, this is what Guruji is trying to do here. My dear, you don't start off by doubting only. With Shraddha Rahit. That's why he says, Shraddhatsva means you have Shraddha. That Asti Nishchitam Shraddha, that there is some reality. You start off like that. No, there is no reality. And you close your mind. I may not know, right? I may not know the efficacy of the reality or its power or its majesty or glory or mahima or anything. I may not know that. But there is some reality. Start like this. And Sarveshwara Asti Nastiva. Don't go on entertaining such things. Some people say there is a God, some people say there is no God, or doubt whether there is a God or not. You have to ascertain, say very firmly in your mind that there is a reality, like that. So this doesn't sit so well with the student, because you're still telling me just to believe blindly. Isn't it? So therefore, in the next verse now, very nicely. And this is really how Vedanta is so good at showing its standpoint. I want you, we'll have to reflect on this verse very nicely. See now number 2. Asti rupena ched bhati jagat sarvam tatheva tvam asato neva kalpyeta utpattir jagata sthitihi. Look here. It says, Asti rupena chet bhati jagat sarvam tathaiva tvam. Now we start with, you see, look here, I may not know about you, right? Whether you are good, you are not good, I may not even know if you are there, because I could be dreaming right now. You dream things in the night, na? And you see some of your dreams are very clear, correct? I may not know about you, whether I am dreaming you or not, but I know about me. Everybody knows about themselves, isn't it? So I exist or not? Even if I doubt my existence, first I have to exist, then doubt. Otherwise, a non-existent being will be doubting. That doesn't make any sense. So first, I have to exist, then doubt. In other words, the doubting proves my existence. Because if I were not there, there will be nobody doubting. So the doubting proves my existence. So he says, Asti Tvam, you are. There's astitvam of me, there's existence of me. Now every other thing. Now, sir, now you. First I establish my existence. I have to be there. Suppose I doubt your existence. No. Second step. First I establish mine. Now the things which I see. I say, no, you are not really existing. You are only an appearance. But the appearance has existence or not? It may be temporary, it may be ephemeral, whatever it is, doesn't matter, but it exists. Like every other thing, this thing exists or not? About its nature of existence, whether it is a temporary thing, it's a permanent thing, it is all that I may not be able to ascertain, but I know that it exists. It exists as something which is real, or it exists as something which is unreal, or whatever, but existence is still there. In other words, everything in this world exists, you know. Everything, the final building block of the universe is really existence. Because there's a simple way to prove that. You cannot show me a thing which does not exist. Sure? How you'll show me something which does not exist? If you are showing me, that means that the thing exists. You see, in science you say, if you go into any object, what is this thing made up of? It is made up of molecules. What are the molecules made up of? It is made up of atoms. What are the atoms made up of? Electrons, protons, neutrons. What are those made up of? Well, subatomic particles. Down, down, down you go. Quarks, neutrinos, strings, ityadi, what all things you come up with. Yeah. Then, what are those things made up of? Well, finally, science, energy. Huh? Energy. Oh, so we say, well, one more step only. The energy exists or not? Well, the energy also exists. So that means it is made up of existence. That is the final building block of the universe. You know, when you used to go to school, they used to ask, well, one boy is asking his father, Dad, how do I find the lowest common denominator? That father said, what? They still haven't found that since I was going to school, they were looking for that thing. Lowest common denominator? Hare Rama. It means that father has no clue of what that boy is asking also. So, the lowest common denominator of the universe is Sat. That is called as existence. And it is proven by the fact that you cannot show me a thing which does not exist. That thing is made up of existence. I exist, you exist, the space in between us exists. Everything in the universe like that exists. Even a vacuum exists, I told you that. Your vacuum exists or not? See, in our Trinidad ashram, this is a real story. We used to have a big bus. 25 people, 30 people could sit in that bus. And I used to drive that bus. Then, from the ashram, we used to sit, all people used to sit there, and we used to go to some other town, some other village, somewhere for satsang, evening time. So when satsang was over, I used to sit by that steering wheel again. Everybody come in the back, And then I will look over. Is everybody here? Then they used to say, yes, Sir Swamiji, we are here. I used to say, all those who are missing, raise your hand. Some hands used to go up also, you know. No, seriously, it's a real funny thing. If you are raising your hand, that means you are there. You're existing, isn't it? In the very same way, if you are showing me something in this universe, that means that the thing exists. And you cannot show a thing that does not exist. So there is only one simple, final building block of this universe. And that thing is called as existence. Therefore, it is asti rupena ched bhati. The whole universe, jagat sarvam, the whole universe presents itself to us in the form of astitvam. Existence. Being. It is or it is not? It is. This is. And everything else is. If you say non-existence, the word is there in English. Non-existence. Non-existence also exists as a concept in your mind. Non-existence also exists. Look at that. Non-existence is a concept in my mind. And it exists. The concept exists, therefore I'm talking about it. So, the whole universe presents itself to me as existence. And my existence is undoubted. Undoubtable. You cannot doubt your own existence. And that's, I told you, if you're doubting your own existence, that proves your existence. He says, so the universe presents itself to me as is, this is, that is, everything is. The doubt is. The doubt also exists. Asataha, now in the second line there, asataha na eva kalpyeta utpatti jagataha sthitihi. The rising of the universe and the sustenance of the universe cannot be imagined to have come from something which does not exist. How from something which is non-existent, something existent can come? That is not a possibility. That is repugnant to the human intellect. From nothing comes nothing. So if something has come, it had to have come from something. It's something which has come could not have come from nothing. It had to have come from something. So now you see, when the topic which is given for this section is the proof of the existence of God. You know we are not talking about some God sitting in the sky. We are talking about existence, isn't it? And if things are existing, the existing things could only have sprung from something which is existing. And what is that thing which is existing? Existence. In Sanskrit, existence is called as Sat. That same Sat is also called as Chit. That same Sat Chit is also called as Ananda. And we are not talking about all the other things in the sky and all of that sort of thing. That is a different topic altogether. We are talking about the pure existence which pervades every iota of this universe, the final building block of the universe. That thing is undoubtable. Just as my existence is undoubtable. I could not have had this whole talk if I did not exist. So I exist and the talk also exists. And if you doubt me, your doubt also exists. That is proving only. Everything in the universe is proved like that. You see? And one French philosopher by the name of René Descartes, he had said, I think, therefore I exist, or I am. Actually, it is ulta. I am, therefore I think. So if I am not first, then I cannot think. If my existence is not there first, my existence precedes the thinking. It not only precedes, my existence is necessary for the thinking to happen. So if I were not there, then no thinking will take place. Some people say, I am there and still no thinking take place. But if I were not there, the thinking cannot take place. Yeah? So like that, the existence is proven. And it is not, it has not to be proven by some external source. The existence of God is only proven by my own existence. When I exist and then I see every other thing exists, but that existence is actually inescapable. You could do whatever you want also, we cannot go outside of existence. Suppose I go into intergalactic space. There, all space also exists. So it is inescapable. Means I cannot. Surdas was one day sitting like this. Bhagavan Shri Krishna told, I just remembered Surdas, He told to Radha, I just remembered Surdas. I'm going there to see him. So he came there. And he's tippy-toeing, Because Surdas, of course, is blind, but his hearing is very good. So, Surdas, sitting there, he grabbed like that. And when he grabbed, Bhagavan jumped back. So, he said, Prabhu, you are here? And why did you jump back? Now, Krishna came there very silently, and Surdas cannot see. So Bhagavan was stunned, How did you know I was here? He said, Arey, you came silently, but Radhaji's anklets, they were making sound. Wherever you go, she's following them only. And when you jump back, she jumped back also. So he could hear that very well. So that told a very nice thing to Bhagavan. He said, Prabhu, I tried to grab you just now, and you jumped back, You did not allow me to grab your feet. But I am telling you, I am challenging you. You jump back and escape from me. But I am challenging you. Let me see if you can come out from my heart. Bhagavan himself wept, We cannot. Existence is inescapable. I am intimately tied to every iota of existence in this universe. Like that. Inescapable. You cannot come out of existence, no matter how much we want. That existence which pervades me and pervades every iota of thing in this universe, that existence is God. And this is what we mean by God in Vedanta. Huh? What about all the other things about God in the sky and all that sort of thing? Now, that is very easily explained. Look here. That existence is capable of taking on infinite nama rupa. Correct or not? Huh? So, if it is capable of taking on infinite nama rupa, what is to prevent that existence from taking on nama rupa of Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh and all the crores of forms? What is to prevent? You yourself just said that existence is infinite and capable of taking on infinite forms. But so what prevents? But you cannot exclude. If you exclude, then that something is wrong with your theory. Then that thing is not infinite and is not Sarva Shaktiman, is not all of these things then. He is incapable of taking on. See? But for the time being, what is important to us, because we don't see outer space, so we don't know which form is there, which is not there, not. But my existence, I know. So let us stick with what we know. So like that, the whole universe is sustained only by, it springs from existence, dwells in existence. Mayyeva sakalam jatam, mayi sarvam pratishtham. Mayyeva sarvam layam yati. All things rise from me, stay in me, and dissolve in me only, because I am the existence. Okay. Now, in this section, This existence of the reality is being described, and he says, in the next, that existence is the cause for the whole universe. We'll see that tomorrow. But I don't know how far we'll get in this text because this thing is so nice, But don't worry. You are not going anywhere. I am not going anywhere. This text is not going anywhere. We are all eternal existence, isn't it? Okay. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.